When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Skims or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. It's home of Shop Pay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/income.
Hey, it's John from GenXGrownUp, and we want your help to make this show even better. Go to GenXGrownUp.com/pod survey for a quick listener questionnaire. It only takes a few minutes and can make a huge impact on the show by telling us a bit about yourself, your listening habits, and your preferences. To show our appreciation for your time, we're giving away 2 $50 gift cards to lucky participants every single month during this campaign. So fire up that browser and head over to GenXGrownUp.com/pod survey right now to make your voice heard and for a chance to win.
All right. It's me, Vern. I know you're in there listening to the Gen X Grown Up podcast. Who? The Gen X Grown Up podcast, man. If you're going to listen, you should support them on Patreon. Do what? GenXGrownUp.com/Patreon. Show some support, man. They ain't here. I know they're not there, but you're listening to them. Come on, let me in. I want to be a fourth listener, too.
Gen X Grown Up is a YouTube channel, website, and audio podcast you're listening to right now. All made for and by people who love exploring media, games, tech, and toys of yesterday and today through the eyes of Gen Xers who refuse to grow up. Your dinner cannot just be French fries. Basically, life sucks as a grown up. Welcome back, Gen X Grown Up podcast listeners, to this episode 213 of the Gen X Grown Up podcast. I'm John. Joining me, as always, of course, my buddy George. Hey, George.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Good. You know, it would not be a show without Mo. Hey, Mo.
Hey, how's it going?
All right. Hey, in this episode, we're going to check on the high-profile sporting event that brought the world to the U.S., test drive a self-hosted application, make downloading YouTube videos a snap, and play a retro-inspired first-person shooter that pits you against a sinister cult. We're going to have those stories and many more coming your way in this episode. But first, it is time, as always, here at the top of the show for some fourth listener email. Look, the three of us are here. We tend to listen on occasion. If anyone else makes time to do so, you are our fourth listener. And the fourth listener for this episode is Flack the Wave, who listened to us over on YouTube. On the Saturday Night Live rewind that we did some time ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's what Flack the Wave has to say about that. I sadly never was allowed to watch SNL growing up myself, but I've gone back and watched a lot of it now, and man, it was funny, and it's genuinely amazing how many talented people it introduced to the world. Yeah, we ran through a bunch of those in our backtrack of that. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. It just tells you that, like, Lorne Michaels and his crew, they see talent, right? They see something that the world will see eventually. Flag goes on to say, I think for me, the ads are definitely the funniest bit since I've always loved parody product jokes. So I really appreciated the ones in this episode, like the Alexa Silver Edition.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yep. Where can I get one of them for my parents, he says. Now, he goes on to mention another sketch comedy that's out right now called Dropout. He says Dropout is kind of the new version of old school SNL, while absolutely doing its own thing, too. It's all improv done by ex-college humor actors. Oh.
Okay.
Says, and since they're on their own platform, they're not worried about TV guidelines, which leads to some pretty surprisingly spicy comedy. It's kind of geared more towards Gen Z, even if it's headed by a Gen Xer, but that doesn't stop them from doing some seriously funny jokes. Definitely recommend checking them out if you're an SNL fan.
Okay.
So what is it called? Dropout. Dropout is what it's called. He wraps it up by saying, great episode as always. Yes, I've been binging the show, so all of them are kind of rewind episodes for me. This is just so much fun. getting to reminisce and explore the era. Flack the wave. All right. Thank you, Flack, for listening over on YouTube. Yeah, we do take our show, and like a week after it comes out, you can find it on YouTube, and a lot of folks are enjoying it over there. So glad Flack is too. Look, if you would like your email featured here on the show, it's drop dead easy. Just hit us up at podcast@GenXGrownUp.com. We'll read every single one, and most of them, like Flax, will eventually make the show. All right. With that good business in the rear view mirror, it's time to jump into the body of this episode 213 right after this very quick break.
I wrote a little song to remind you, Choice Hotels get you more of the experiences you value. The Cambria Hotel's got it all. A rooftop bar, have a ball. Bring a date, your squad, or even your mom. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
You're listening to Gen X Grown Up. But if you have a friend who's not yet listening, why not? Tell them about us. They'll thank you later.
Introducing the all-new 87 Nissan Pulsar NX.
Pulsar NX.
This is the new Aero shape, the low, wide stance. Fuel-injected 16-valve performance.
Pulsar NX.
This is the sports car response, the sports car feel, the wide-open T-roof fun, the only way it comes. The quality and style is Pulsar NX. The name is Nissan.
Let's get the ball rolling here at the top, talking about media we have been checking out since we last had a chance to sit down and speak. Now, this could be a television or movies or film or comics or books or whatever you have been get into. And Mo, you found the exception to the rule, the thing I probably didn't list in the media you could be checking out. What have you been watching?
Yeah, it's sports. Go figure.
Yeah. It's what now? What do you call this? Sports ball? Yeah.
I mean, if you have been living under a rock for the last month, there's a thing going on called the World Cup, and there's a lot of things I'm enjoying. But one, I realize I actually enjoy watching soccer. I'm having a blast watching the games. I mean, it really is. I mean, I just really enjoy watching it. The best part is our grandson came and visited for a while. He's a soccer nut, and he was able to explain a lot of things to me, which made it a lot more enjoyable to watch.
So he could tell you the rules.
Yeah, like I now
I'm
understand.
Somebody, because I mentioned a whole thing about soccer during COVID in our podcast, and I educated you guys. Apparently, went one ear out the other.
Yeah, I suppose.
But it took the grandson.
It's like learning a language. If you don't exercise that knowledge, it just evaporates.
He was explaining like the offsides rule, and we were actually on the kitchen counter, and he had a ketchup bottle and some other stuff. But me and Amy are like, oh, and it suddenly made sense to us. So, but I'm just enjoying the games. The games are super good. I really just enjoying watching the other countries here, watching them celebrate. And what I'm really kind of enjoying is I think it's showing America in a good light. It's showing the people, at least the ones I've seen so far. Like generally the people have been super welcoming, super nice to the people who are visiting our country. And it's kind of nice seeing the stories that they're going back home with, which is a nice change from some of the usual stuff. Who knew ranch dressing could be the great diplomatic thing that we need in this world right now?
Were you the one that told me that Hidden Valley actually made the right size ranch dressing for carry-on luggage, like the right volume?
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of this myself because I've been a soccer fan ever since COVID, like I was just saying. And the thing that gets me is there's highs and lows to every major sporting event. I'm not a fan of the organization who runs the World Cup or international soccer. They're incredibly corrupt, and they have been caught doing so many bad things over the years. But the players themselves are genuinely, mostly to a man, very, very good people. And there's just this one little feel-good story that I just saw last night. So one of my favorite players in this year's World Cup is a gentleman named Erling Haaland. He was the striker extraordinaire for Man City for all these years, and he's playing for his home country right now. Well, they were playing in Dallas. That was where their game was, because the World Cup, it's not just America. It's all over all of North America. There's some in Mexico, some games in Canada, and a lot of games in the U.S. While they were in Texas, he went to a local cowboy wardrobe shop place to buy like a hat and some boots and a shirt. And he brought the whole bus, his whole team, his country's whole team to this shop, and they are all in there and everything. And they made some TikTok videos and everything. And he showed some stuff on his social media. It went viral. And now all of his country's fans who are over here visiting, as well as a whole bunch of regular Americans, are going to this shop, and they're replicating his photo that he took in the shop with his special T-shirt that said, "You can kiss my Dallas." It's just so fun to see these international players who are the Michael Jordans of their sport, so to speak, but they're embracing the culture like Mo is talking about. And it is nice to see us getting a little bit of a favorable light compared to what we normally get in the world media.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm totally with you on the FIFA thing. Like the guy who runs FIFA, if you ever see his pictures, he looks like a freaking Bond villain.
Oh, yeah.
Only he's a Persian cat on his lap, and he would be like...
And he kind of is,
yeah,
from what I've
actually,
learned.
he kind of is.
And he's not as bad as the guy before him, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Like he's supposed to be the good guy.
It's all relative, I guess. And John, we were having lunch today. You told me something about they went to a Buc-ee's.
Yeah, the gas station, the Texas gas station. Yeah. Well, I keep the reels I'm addicted to are the ones of the people from the UK and Australia and everybody visiting and trying different foods and like, oh my God, this brisket and stuff like that. The guys went to the Buc-ee's and what did they say? At the beginning of this little reel, they said, "We've decided this is a convenience store that gave in to its invasive thoughts." So, we have grocery stores that don't have this much food in the back home.
You know, I think one of the best things that's coming out of the World Cup that I saw just the other day. So there was a team that got eliminated, and fans from another country who were just there at the stadium, they were celebrating that other team as they were going to their bus all dejected and everything after the match. And they were like chanting their team. It was Mexico fans chanting for Iran players.
Amazing.
And yeah, I wish that some of our fans would take that a little bit more to heart. It's okay to be for your team, especially during the game, but it doesn't mean you have to hate the other team. And I like that. Don't get me wrong. I know soccer has plenty of hooligan moments and fans getting crazy and stuff, just like with us, FSU, Florida. We have that same kind of thing. But it was nice to see they're on a foreign soil, two different countries who normally wouldn't meet, and they were cheering each other, even though it was a sad moment for one of them.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. They could learn a lot from that, right? Like if you'll celebrate the other team when you lose, the party's not over when the game's over for you now. Yeah.
The one thing I saw that really kind of blew me away was it was Japan versus, I'm not sure who, because I think Japan lost. But at the end of the game, all the Japanese fans who were there from Japan pulled out trash bags.
Yeah.
And they pick up trash on the way out.
They've been talking about that for a while now. They've done that at each one of their
from Japan,
they had
right?
4
matches. They don't
matches.
leave litter. Yeah.
So it's just like, and the thing is that to them it's just like a fun, like all of a sudden it's like, okay, and you see them all taking these purple trash bags out and like, you know, getting them open, and they just pick up trash on the way out and they drop it into the can. And it's like, I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. I mean, we'd never see that here, but it's kind of cool.
Another thing we could learn from our foreign fans that are visiting. Yeah.
There have been some other ones too, like the Norwegian row chants. Those have been a lot of fun. That's, you know, Erling Haaland in that group. That's why I love it. But just everybody, they even had their governmental body was doing it in celebration of their team. Like the senators or whatever they are in Norway, they were doing the row chant themselves during a session.
Nice.
I was like, that's awesome. You've never seen any of our leaders doing that crap. But
no, it was great. So like I said, it's not over yet. They're down to the 32 right now, trying to get down to the 16. And again, just like, and right now, I think there's a shootout going on right now as we speak. So it says it's a lot of fun. But yeah, so that's what I've been watching. John, how about you? What have you been looking at lately?
Yeah. So, you know, I've been watching a lot of new shows and movies lately, but the one I want to talk about here was the one that made me go, wait, what? It really blew me away. And so it is something I watched. Now, admittedly, it's a little bit of a hybrid. It's kind of a game too. It's on Netflix. You guys remember Bandersnatch, that Choose Your Own Adventure Netflix? Okay. Yeah. This is not that, but starts that way. So if you go to Netflix and you search for this show, this thing, this experience called Unhinged. Have you heard of this yet?
No, I've not.
All right. You're not going to believe this. This is the coolest thing. So you go to it and it says, "Welcome to Unhinged. Scan this QR code with your phone." Look, okay, I scan my QR code. And now on my phone, it looks like a phone. And there's a little bit of a touchpad there. It says, "Your phone is now your controller. Aim it at the screen." I'm like, what? So it took me a while. Oh, you aim your phone at the screen. Okay. Now you are living through an experience, a game. You are a girl in a storm. The power has gone out in your apartment and something creepy starts to happen. So you're talking with, the phone is ringing on the screen when you start this game, but you've got to push the answer phone on your real phone in the real world to answer the phone. And when you do answer the phone, On their TV, it says, hello. And the dialogue coming from the character is coming from your phone in your house in the real world, only there. So it's like the phone is real and it's the connection. And then you turn on the flashlight and now your phone becomes a flashlight. You can move around in the world in this power outage environment, and you can call people and text people in the game inside of this fake phone that you have in the world. Sadie Sink is the protagonist from Stranger Things, right? And Zoe Kravitz is the friend you're talking to on the phone. There are a couple other voice actors. The whole experience, and it has multiple possible endings. The whole experience takes between 20 and 50 minutes, they say. And when I first realized that, oh my God, like I saw a trailer for it. I'm like, oh, so you touch pad on your phone. No. It's so much more than that. Your phone is like reaching into the screen and things are happening. And if you need to reach out to a friend, you have to push the text button on your, first I put on your readers because I can't see the phone. Then you have to push the text button on your real phone that texts the character in the game. And it gives you that, what was the old game, George, that like the video game that would call you in the real world?
Majestic.
It's like that inside of a bubble. It just happens during this game. It won't call you any time of the day or night. It's just during a session, but it is a choose your own adventure sort of thing. There's time limited things, like somebody's banging on the door trying to break in. You need to figure out how to get the window open to get out before they get through. And you got to click on different things in the screen, kind of like a point and click adventure paired with a choose your own adventure, paired with a real world movie. It's nuts. And I know it's kind of a game, but I have a game for the game segment. And this really struck me. I thought I was going to watch a movie. And then this amazing experience happened.
Now, is it only through your phone, or is it phone and remote? Is it
just your phone?
Just your phone
is the controller. They just say, turn up the volume on your phone because you need to hear what's going on the phone. As you can imagine, there's like a battery meter. At one point, your battery gets low. You're like, oh, damn. Oh, no. A terrible thing happens. You drop your phone and it looks cracked on the screen, like you dropped it. They just did a great job of injecting little like, oh, damn, little moments like that. And look, if you have Netflix, it's free. It's game-ish, but it's an experience you can move through. So
and it was fun.
I really enjoyed it. I'll do it again. For sure. Like I haven't shown anyone else yet. If my wife is in my theater with me, I'll say, look, I'll show you this and play it again because there are different endings. And I'm not sure I got the best one, although I'll say I didn't die as far as I know.
Okay.
I think I got out. But you can die. You can. So, and it's got a twist. Ooh, what a twist. So you're going to enjoy it. Yeah. So
awesome.
Definitely check it out. You got Netflix, so why not? So. All right, George, why don't you round us out? What have you been checking out in the world of media, man?
Well, I'm trying to catch up on movies that I couldn't get out to the theater to watch. We go to see maybe one movie every 2 or 3 months with us. So most of the time it's just waiting for it to hit streaming services. And this one finally did. It's called They Will Kill You. Now, yeah,
I don't know this one.
This one stars Zazie Beetz. I'm looking off screen because I want to make sure I get the actors right. Tom Felton, Heather Graham, Patricia Arquette, and a host of others.
Okay.
Oh God.
I know why he's having trouble.
Yeah, because it's kind of Kill Bill-ish in some of the way that they handle the camera movements and some of the special effects. It's horror, but it's also comedy a little bit. And I'm not sure if it's great or not. I think it's good. They do some back in time, going back and forth to kind of inform the current story that you're watching, it's helpful. And I think they do that part in the right way. Like sometimes you'll either start with a story and you just move forward, linearly in time, and that's the way that the story happens. Sometimes they start you all the way back in the beginning and catch you up to a moment that they showed you at the very beginning. And then other things like this, they jump back and forth in the timeline of the story of the different characters to inform what's happening in the moment. And I think this movie does that part really well. What really kind of grabbed my attention, besides the trailer, when I started watching this movie, main actors, like A-list celebrity actors, are dead in the first 3.5 minutes. So, what was that movie? It was, oh goodness, The Hunt. Do you remember The Hunt?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like they focused on a character and you thought that was going to be the main character of the story, and then boom. That character's dead in the first 30 seconds, and then they switched to another one. I thought that's what was going to happen here, but there's a twist, as John loves to say in his voice.
What a twist.
So when characters die, there's a twist. And yeah, I don't want to spoil it, because if I do, then it does take away, I think, some of the fun of the film. This is not a film that you're going to watch through time after time after time like some of the other ones that you might enjoy. Once you watch this one, its novelty is probably going to wear off, but it was still a really enjoyable experience.
Yeah, I watched this one too, and I totally understand why you have a hard time describing it. It's brutal. The fights and stuff
brutal.
is brutal.
Very much like Kill Bill.
Yeah. And it was just a bizarre movie. I mean, it kept my attention. I mean, I watched it through. Like, I was not like going to be like, yeah, I'll finish it later. Like, I had to see where this thing went because it was weird. But and it was, I said, I think I see what you mean by saying you're not sure if it was great or not, but it was definitely good. Like I said, I watched it. I enjoyed it. You know, I've told other people to watch it. You know, will I watch it again? Probably not. But still, I would tell other people it's worth their time.
I'll say this, John, maybe this will hook you a little bit. I don't know if it will or not.
Well, I am interested, so I bet it will.
But at one point of the movie, there is an eyeball that is spying on and chasing down the main character.
That's right.
Just an eyeball.
Yeah.
Rolling around and spying on.
Despite everything that you've both said, I'm still not sure what the genre is. Is it horror? Is it comedy? Is it one of those twists?
They list it as horror.
Do they? Okay. Yeah.
And I think it's listed as horror for the jump scare moments and for the gore more than anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not scary.
But it's closer to thriller-ish a little bit more.
Got it. Yeah, that's good for me.
But with the tongue-in-cheek, not taking itself seriously kind of comedy motif.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. It slipped by me. You saw it in the theater, is that right?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't either.
That's what I was saying. I can't.
You were saying you don't get out to many,
so
gotcha.
I have to
so
wait.
You're behind on that. Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it's out on streaming now, probably, so I could actually go and get it and say, okay.
It's in the public domain. That's what I know. So
is that what you know? Okay. Well, they probably got it from streaming, so there you go.
That's true.
All right. I'll watch it.
Welcome to Newbies, the podcast for new moms finding their way through the beautiful, messy, and exhausting first year of motherhood. Each episode brings honest conversations, real postpartum experiences, expert advice, and comforting stories from moms who have been there too. From sleepless nights and breastfeeding struggles to celebrating first smiles and tiny milestones, Newbies is here to remind you that you are never alone in this beautiful journey. New episodes drop weekly. Find Newbies wherever you get your podcasts.
Be sure to subscribe to or follow Gen X Grown Up wherever you listen. And while you're there, rate and review the show too. It helps more than you know.
Peas again? Wouldn't it be nice to find something different than peas again? Introducing deluxe vegetables from Bird's Eye. With new Bird's Eye Deluxe, dinner will never be the same.
All right. Well, we all have something for tech and toys this time, which is awesome. So, John, why don't you kick us off?
Sure. Yeah. It's not that I've turned into the strictly unraid Docker guy for the tech and toys segment, but I do have another thing that I found through my Unraid server's Docker library, which means you could run it locally on any server that runs Dockers or install it yourself on any operating system if you're smart enough. It solved a problem for me that I've been trying to solve for a long time, and I keep kind of half solving it. And this, I think, finally did it. So very, very often, I need to download videos from YouTube, not ours. I mean, we have access to download our own by just clicking a button and you're logged in. But I mean, maybe I'm referencing someone else's video, want to use it for B-roll, or maybe you download one of those people have public domain blue and green background swirly thing. And it's public domain, but how do you get it? Right? Because you need to then get it off of YouTube. And so I've had a number of different tools that I've paid for, and two things. YouTube is a moving target. It keeps changing its API, and they don't care if people's apps stop working. They just change their API, and you have to play cat and mouse. These apps have to keep trying to keep up and update themselves. Also, I have a pretty good application, a desktop application now, but sometimes you give it 3 or 4 videos and say, go download these. And you're like, it's been a while. Oh, look, it crashed. It just stopped. And I got to start over. So went looking around and I found a Docker image called MeTube. Not YouTube, it's MeTube. It's my own. And it is as simple Like if I told you, Mo, George, I want you to design an app to download videos off of YouTube, this is what you would do. Give me the URL. How do you want it downloaded? Where do you want me to put it? And that's pretty much it. You can download video in any format that is up to the format, the resolution it is. You can choose the container. So is it MP4 or MKV or whatever. If it's music, like often I'll find kids records that I want to put in my library. I just want the audio. You can download it as an MP3. You can feed it a whole playlist and say, here, chew on this playlist. You pick a location where you want it to go. And it's become for me a shortcut where I click once, drop in the URL and forget it. It's super fast. And what it ends up doing is puts the file right in the location where you asked to put it on your NAS already. I don't have to run a desktop application. I don't have to worry about it crashing. And as far as keeping updated, you guys both have Unraid. Periodically Dockers will update, that kind of thing. Whoever's running MeTube, they're updating this thing about every day, every time the API changes. I have never had a video fail that I couldn't just say retry and it would come down right away. So not only is it reliable and easy to use, they're keeping up with YouTube. And now I'm able to download stuff I need in audio or video.
Now, I know you're talking about this, and I remember when you were telling me before how the program that you first introduced me to when I needed to grab stuff stopped working for you.
Yeah.
What's curious to me is that program is still working for me just fine. I have to update it once in a while, like you said, because, YouTube's a moving target and all. But that program has never given me problems. Apparently it did you, which, I don't know if that's operating system issues or weird corruption things with the program itself or who knows what. But I kind of, because you also gave us the comic book Unraid thing last time, that comic book Docker. Yes. I can't get that thing to work. Like it finds the comic books, but it won't download anything for me. And I know you got it to work. It's weird how sometimes these things work on one system, but not another, or I never know why, but I don't know. It feels like the more I get into finding new software, Dockers or applications or whatever, it feels like they are less reliable than I remember software being when we were first coming up in computers. And I wonder if that is a symptom of the times, because it feels like everybody puts out stuff back in the day, it would have been considered beta mode, but now it's production. They're like, oh yeah, there's stuff that's broken in it, but we'll fix that later on after we get some more money out of these suckers. This one, I'm assuming it's a Docker, so it's free. You're not having to pay for it. You can probably donate to the guy or something, I guess. But
yeah. Well, two good points there. And one is probably there's a symptom of the times and how things work. That original Windows application, it worked sometimes, but as soon as it wasn't working and there wasn't an update, you were dead in the water until you waited for them to do an update. Whereas this one seems to always be working. I don't know why that is. But the other thing I've noticed is that I have to unlearn dummy things that I've been conditioned to when I work with Dockers, because I got so used to Windows, double click, it does everything for you. And now you kind of have to dig in the Linux. You have to go, you have to dig in this folder, put this configuration file there and edit it in the text editor. It's not as hold your hand. And I'm okay because I came up in the era of computing when you had to do that before there was a UI.
Yeah.
But I had to unlearn. Like the example of downloading stuff with Mylar, I found out that there was you have to install another Docker sometimes if you have the problem to defeat CAPTCHA, because the place you get them is looking for a CAPTCHA verification. And you just have to, but it's not like you tick a box that says handle CAPTCHA. It's more like I had to go reading on Reddit, find out what's missing, find that Docker, connect them together. And so it's a lot more hands-on. But in the end, what you get is something you've curated. And for me, this Docker has solved the problem I had with applications that were easier to install but less reliable to use. So, okay, fair enough. All right, so that was called MeTube. That was my new gadget. What about you, George?
Well, so we just came off of Amazon Prime Day a little while ago.
Yeah.
And just like I did when I went to that swap meet that you told me about, I spent way too much money during Amazon Prime Day. I spent another $500 or $600 on different gadgets and whatnot. And this was one of them. What's nice, at least now that we have the warehouse and the sub warehouse here in town, instead of it taking a week to get to me, things are getting to me within a day or two at the most.
Okay.
This one is something that I needed just because my setup at my desk is oddly shaped and I don't have a lot of room for simple things to make the sitting at my desk with my lights off in my room easier. And in this case, it's one of those horizontal computer monitor lamps. These are the ones that you've seen where people will just set it on the top of their monitor, and it just shines a light straight down, and it looks like a little bar lamp, almost like something you'd expect to see on a fish tank or something. But they're very common. A lot of gamers use them, and they have different kinds. Like my son looked at this one, he goes, "Well, that one sucks. You can't change it to purple." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I don't need RGB, blah blah blah. I just needed a light that would shine down on my desk." So I didn't have to have the big light in my room on, and I can just see my keyboard that way, and just, the couple of things around me. The reason why I got this one, and it's the one from Quintus, Quntis. Mo, I'll give you a link for you to put in there. I got this one. There were cheaper models. This one, I think it came in around like $25 or something like that. There were some that were like 10, right?
Okay.
Just real easy. You plug them in with USB, you turn them on, you're good. This one, however, has this little remote puck light that I'm holding up here for the camera for those who see this short later on. And this is the remote for the lamp, and it's fully remote. I can put it anywhere, and it's in that puck shaped design that people like for their desktop tools sometimes. And it allows you to change not only the brightness level, but also the color from super blue cold to super warm yellow.
But not purple. So that's a piece of crap.
Not purple. No, can't do purple. And turn on and off, of course. So I love that I had this little free floating puck that I can move anywhere I need to on my desktop at this time. I can sit down at my desk, turn on my lamp, and I can see my keyboard, and I don't have to turn the big lamp on overhead, and I'm comfortable. And because I like working in the dark. I grew up when started with computers, you needed to be in a dark room. And the one thing you always had a hard time with was, if you're not a touch typist, seeing your keyboard, seeing your mouse, those kind of peripheral things. So this works great for me.
So I think I understand what you're talking about. How does it mount? Like, where do you actually mount this thing?
So just like a webcam does on your top of your monitor.
Like
it does the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's got a little clamp on it, and then it just shines either straight down, or this one, it has some degrees of rotation that you can do inside the mounting clamp. So you can angle it a little bit more away. But what I was worried about was like, well, if this thing is on my monitor, it's going to put glare on the monitor. Nope. Not a bit. I can have it angled straight down. There's absolutely zero glare. It's the way that they engineer the cowling around the light that prevents it from putting glare on your monitor. Now, I'm sure maybe like if you had a glass monitor or something, maybe it might have some glare, but I've had no problems with this one whatsoever.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Now, I was looking at the description of it. It says auto dimming. Is that something like, does it have a light sensor or something, or have you experienced the auto dimming? I'm just looking at the description.
I haven't even tried the auto dimming part. So
all right.
I just need to be able to turn it on and turn it off. It keeps its memory, which I like, because some lighting devices, like the fan in my studio office area where my wife works every day, you turn that thing off at the light switch and turn it back on, and it doesn't remember what its setting was. So it's the lowest dim every time. And I'm like, that sucks. I hate that. Have at least a little chip inside these things that wherever I set it the last time, that's what I want it to be. And that's in this bar. So it works great.
Cool. About $25. That's not bad.
Yeah, no, $25-$30. Yeah. It's not too bad. Now, the thing that Mo wants to talk about, Mo and I are both writers. We've both done some writing in the past. And the title of what you have listed here, Mo, looks like it has something to do with writing.
It absolutely does. Matter of fact, I was thinking that this is something that you would probably like. Father's Day just passed, and my daughters got me this for a Father's Day gift. It's called Storyworth. And what it is, it's a website. You sign up for it. You sign up who you're giving it to. And once a week, it sends me a prompt, and I write something about it. And it's usually something about my life, or, ask you a question like, oh, what's this childhood thing, or was it ever? And at the end of a year, it compiles all of it and makes a hardback book that it sends you of all the writing.
Oh,
right now I'm thinking on week 2. I mean, we just got it. And the first couple of questions are usually pretty easy. Like, it's like, if you would eat dinner with someone living or dead, or, whatever it is.
I would eat with somebody living, because dead would be really nasty.
Yeah, it'd be really kind of smelly, but they
depends on who's eating what.
but they got from me because they do know I enjoy writing and doing all this stuff. And also my daughter, and I don't know how I feel about this exactly, but she's like, one day you're going to be gone. I want to make sure I have your stories.
You're going to be dead soon, Pops.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and I would make sure that these stories are written down. Yeah, that these things are written down. And in hindsight, thinking back, I was like, wow, I said, I wish I had something like this for my dad back 20 years ago.
Right.
You know, because it'd be something like every now and then just to pick up and read through it or flip through it. And he says, so you end up the year, you have 52 stories that were written by the end of the time in this thing. Of course, you could buy extra copies and pay for it and send them all that if you really want to.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, what they got me gives me one copy of the hardback book. I can set the title of it. You know, it's fun. And the cool thing about it is that whenever I finish writing something and I say, okay, this is done, I kind of commit it, it sends the people who gift it to me a link so they can read it right away. So they can see, so they get some feedback about the gift as well. They know I'm using it. They get to kind of read the story.
Can
and
you turn that off?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, good. Because I was like, it would spoil the surprise of the whole book at the end of the year.
Yeah,
I would think.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of the stuff I'm putting in there is my daughter's probably heard already, to be honest. You know, but still, though, I mean, and honestly, they kind of like is I guess it gives them some feedback that they, you know, I'm using it, I'm doing it, and they can see, oh wow, here's something he wrote, and you know, it's kind of neat in that level.
You know, number one, I feel like it would be a little bit self-aggrandizing if I bought it for myself. Although
I'll call your wife. Don't worry.
Right. But it reminds me of like thoughts that I had back in the day. And I remember seeing some stuff like even like TV shows as obscure on this topic as The Office. I've seen people talk about like people say, oh, I want to sit down with so-and-so and just record your stories, right? Audio or video or something like this. This kind of has that feel, but in a unique, like finished product, which I mean, I think I really want to get this for my mom. Now,
you could do audio. I could record stories too, rather than write them.
I don't want to do that. What I'm asking is, how difficult would it be for a senior citizen who has some computer experience, but maybe not as much as we do, to fill in the prompts or do the writing or whatnot when they get it?
It's super. I get an email that says, "Oh, your prompt's ready. Get ready. Hit this button." It takes you right to the page. Once you sign, you have to sign on the very first time, but after that, it takes you right to the page and start typing. And it's just like typing into a text box. You know, I mean, there's no real formatting or anything. You're just getting your story down. And then when you could save drafts, you know, until you're finished. And then once you're done, it says, you know, save it. It says, "Are you sure?" "Yep, great." And it says, "Great." And it just moves on to the next week.
Going in the book.
Yeah, I think I would like to get this for my mom. Like you were talking about, you wish you had it for your dad.
Sure. Yeah.
I couldn't give two shits less about my father's stories, but my mother's stories, those are ones that I'd want to know. So yeah, I might buy this, and I'm looking on the website, that the link that you gave us here, it says starting at $59. I mean, obviously starting is, you know, the operative term, but I wouldn't mind spending like $100 or even $200 to get her stories in a physical form like that can be shared with me and her grandkids and down through the history. That'd be awesome.
Also, they pick the questions. It gives you It gives you a whole bunch of questions you could pick from, but they could put their own questions in themselves.
Who can put their own questions?
The people who get the gift for you. So my daughter's actually added some personal questions
so
that they
I
want.
could put the questions in for my mother.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. That would be awesome.
I mean, it gives you It gives you, you know, you could just say, "Give me the next random question." It'll do that as well.
Right.
But they says like, you know, if they had their own question that or something, or story my daughter specifically wanted me to make sure I wrote down, she could give me exact prompt for that.
Here we go.
To make sure I got
George could put in, "Tell me the recipe for those pork chops."
Exactly.
I would put in some recipe questions.
Right?
Occasionally.
No kidding.
Absolutely.
No kidding. Yeah.
So I thought it was really neat. It was very thoughtful.
It is cool.
And, you know, again, and honestly, it's like, it's one of those things that every week it kind of like a little twin, like, "Oh, that's right. They got this for me."
Oh yeah. Neat.
And it gives me an excuse to write, because I want them to make sure that they read this.
It's like a year-long gift.
Yeah, absolutely.
With a really good payoff at the end, it sounds like.
I love it. So it's called Storyworth. So if you get a chance, take a look. I'll put a link
There
in the
you go,
show notes,
Grandpa
of course.
Mo. Put your story in print. Wonderful.
Yeah, because one day I won't be here.
That's what we've heard. Each episode of Gen X Grown Up has show notes loaded with links where you can learn more about our topics. And there's even more to see and hear over at GenXGrownUp.com.
I am losing control. I have a TV remote, a cable remote, a VCR remote. Doesn't anybody make a TV with one remote control for everything?
Sure. Magnavox. This one comes with the universal remote. It controls the Magnavox TV and just about every brand of wireless, VCR, and cable.
A Magnavox controls Sony.
And Zenith, and RCA, and Panasonic, and...
I'll take the Magnavox, and you can take these.
The universal remote. It's 3 controls in one. Nobody puts it together like Magnavox.
This is the main event of the podcast. For the 3 in attendance locally and the millions listening around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time!
Just like the previous 2 segments, we all 3 have something to talk about in the game segment this week. John, you've been first every time. Why break the streak? Let's go ahead and let you go first this time as well.
Yeah, sure. So the game I've been playing and playing quite a bit, actually, I think I'm almost done with it, is called the Darwin Paradox. I mentioned this maybe, I don't know, a few months ago when it was about to be released. I think I was looking forward to it once. However, being cheap, it came at like $29. I'm like, I can wait. Well, finally, there was a sale, not even the most recent sale, even before that, a couple of weeks ago. It was like $14.99. I'm like, sounds like a great weekend purchase. Let's do it. So in the Darwin Paradox, you are an octopus, a very cute little octopus. And so what's happening? You're swimming underwater with, I guess it's your sister octopus. I don't think it's like your mate or anything, but this pink octopus because you're a blue octopus. And she's like teaching you how to be an octopus and how to, shoot ink and how to camouflage yourself and stuff like that. And then fishermen come, but the fishermen are actually a UFO sucking up all this fish and all this wildlife from underwater. And this story is evolving whereby aliens from outer space are putting this mind control serum into food they make, like canned fish, that they're giving out to humans so they can take over the planet. And you're not so interested in saving the humans and the planet, but they also captured your sister, this other octopus. So you, as this little tiny octopus who can't be much bigger than a cantaloupe compared to the rest of the world, has to navigate a lot of crazy platforming and puzzle solving, working a way through this alien food manufacturing compound. You can shoot your ink if you're swimming underwater, you can cloud the water to stop these like sensors from seeing you. Or if you're up above the water, you can shoot things like to short out electronics or whatever. The camouflage is awesome. Any texture you're on, you pull this trigger and you squish down real low and like the texture wraps over you and they don't see you. They can step on you, but they can't see you if you're out of the way. It is a lot of puzzling. It is a lot of, and I'm talking platforming, like it's not easy. You're going to fail a bunch and squish that little, every time he squishes, his 2 little eyeballs roll around like marbles on the ground. But it's satisfying and it looks like a Pixar movie. Like the entire thing, it doesn't look like pixel art or cartoons. It looks like you're in a Pixar movie. The aliens, the squid, I always call them a squid, the octopus, all the environments and everything. Satisfying platforming, an interesting story. Every little newspaper you find, stop and read it because it's hilarious. It's all full of puns and people like, we enjoy making human food for humans to eat with their human mouths. And somehow no one in the world knows they're aliens, but it's very satisfying. And Darwin's Paradox, I recommend it.
I have questions.
Yes, I'll try.
Okay, to start off, is it Metrovania style? Is it side scroller? Is it?
No. So it's not a Metroidvania, so there's not a lot of backtracking. When you get to a new area, you're in that new area. It's not like you get an ability and come back. You gain your abilities gradually throughout the first couple of levels, then you have them all throughout the game. Each environment is a new kind of a challenge. Maybe I'm in the factory, there's all these gears and I have to leap from gear to gear. He's like a suction cup, right? He suctions onto whatever he's hanging from. But there's green goop that he gets on him. That means he can't suction cup. So it nerfs that ability for a little bit. So each environment is its own challenge. And once you get through it, you've solved that. You won't have to go back to it. You move on to the next thing. So not a Metroidvania. It is kind of side scrolly. It is that 2.5D. Like there are things in the foreground and background, but you're on one plane.
Okay. So you answered my next question, which was just no real backtracking this, right? It's just pretty, you go forward in this one. And
I have seen places where you come back through the same area again, but that's not your choice. It's because you've gone to the end and now it's filled with water and you're working your way back through it or something.
And you said it's not frustratingly difficult?
It depends upon your tolerance for platforming.
Okay.
The platforming can be very challenging. My wife would not play this game. She likes to look at it, but she's like, that's too stressful. She doesn't like to be pressured. Like the wall is coming at you and you got to figure out out what to do or you're going to get squished.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
She doesn't like that stuff. She likes to sit, look around, and be
think
meticulous.
about it. Yeah.
So there are areas that force you to do things quickly or you're going to get squished and figure it out. And that's some trial and error. So I would call it a medium to medium plus difficulty platforming in those environments. Yeah.
And how far in do you think you are?
I think I'm probably over 3/4 of the way. I feel like I'm on the back end, and I probably put about 6.5 hours into it, maybe.
Okay.
Over the course of a couple of weekends. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Well, I don't want a 20-hour adventure. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
So I actually I start it. I feel like I'm almost near the end. I think I'll finish it. As opposed to most games, I start and go, that's beautiful. I wish I had another 40 hours. And I just don't, you know. So yeah, check it out. I don't know when it's on sale, but it's well worth its price. And now it's getting to be, 6-8 months old. So it's probably going to be settled at that nice discounted price.
Okay.
So. All right. Mo, let's move along to you. What have you been playing?
So speaking of the 40, 60-hour games.
Oh, there we go.
So this is what it's called, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It's the second set.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Think Skyrim without magic. If people out there who are familiar with Skyrim, it's an open world RPG, but it's very realistic. It's like medieval times. You're a knight who's kind of going through, and these factions are at war. You're trying to help them. Very, very story driven. Lots of like story cut scenes and stuff like that. And it's one of those that you could kind of even determine what kind of person you are as the game goes on, and it helps enforce that. Like if you're the person who likes to talk a lot, the more you use it, the better you get at it. And so now your speech, if you rather talk your way of it than fighting, then it goes up. You could also fight with swords, which they make challenging in this. It's not a simple like button mashing at all. It's like pick a direction, then strike. And you're trying to look where the people are guarding and and when they try to strike at you, you have to block and all that fun stuff. I can see why it won all sorts of awards. It came out a year ago. It won all sorts of awards. I got it because right now Steam has their summer sale going on.
Yep.
And so it was like 60% off. So I got the game for like $19.
Oh,
I have my eye on it. It's been on my wish list since it came out, so this is the cheapest I've seen it. So I said, let me give it a shot. I'm playing with it. It is fun. I'm thinking now, like, do I have time for this?
Yep.
Just like you were saying, John, because I'm sitting, I'm like, wow, because even I'm playing it. I'm really engrossed in it. I'm like listening to the story, and I'm like, I got to do something. I got to go make dinner. I got to go do this, or I got, working on something for GXG, or I got these other things to do. But this is a really interesting story, so I want to kind of keep with it. So I guess in that sense, it's very good because it definitely sucks me in and wants me to keep progressing through the story. But I'm hoping I'll finish it. I'm not going to say I am, and not because the game is bad or anything else. It's a big commitment when you play this particular game.
Yeah. You see it. So did they know? You said it's like a 40, 60 hour game.
Yeah.
Like Skyrim, it's how much you want to pull out of it, right? Because there are often tons of side quests and additional things you could choose to do.
Yeah,
is this like that?
Not so much side quests.
Really? Okay.
It's pretty much you're just kind of moving straight ahead on this one. So you're basically just following the story. So it's almost like a choose your own adventure-y kind of thing in a sense that it's like, you're just following the story, but things you do at A definitely screw things up at Q possibly when you get there, and will change the way it does.
That means there's actual ramifications for choices you make, which I like those kinds of games.
Yeah. So it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. If I was about to take 2-week vacation, I probably would spend a week playing this. Again, I'm going to keep, I haven't stopped playing. I'm going to keep playing with it, but I just have to understand that when I start this, it's not going to be like a 15-minute thing,
Yep. Never is.
If you like that thing, I love Skyrim, but back in those days, it was a lot easier for me to play a 60-hour game. So if you like that kind of style, though, it's definitely worthwhile. But again, it is going to be a commitment. So that's what I have. So George, yours is, I'm curious about yours. What's going on with this one?
This is a game that came to me because I got an article on Bit by Bit that Atari and Infogrames, that old company that Atari recently purchased, they are releasing this game later this month on consoles. So Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch sort of thing. But the game has been out for 4 years now. It's called Cultic. It's been on PC and Steam for that whole period of time. And it's a very popular, what they're terming now, they're calling these things boomer shooters. So it's a first-person shooter that is done in the style of the games that we grew up with. So just like Darkenstein 3D was very much like Wolfenstein,
so Doom,
this
Wolfenstein,
is an even earlier design system, like what you might have expected to see on a DOS platform or Windows 3.1 even.
Wow.
Like very, very pixelated maps and graphics. For instance, when you kill one of your enemies, they turn into these very flat 2D shapes. So when you walk up, they're paper thin, but you could see they looked full when you were facing them and they were running at you and everything. But the storyline seems to be that I don't know why you wake up in a graveyard, like you're resurrected in like a mass grave, and you start going down this pathway. You end up at this, like, it's like a warehouse sort of thing, but you finally find a little note from a private investigator who has gone there to try and find out about the disappearance of some young woman. And it looks like maybe this place is some kind of, like not a cultural center, but like, the local YMCA kind of place where people would hang out, kind of thing. But cultists have taken it over. And
of course,
this thing is bloody and gory in the best DOS ways it could be. It's fun. The weapons are interesting. The UI is very easy to pick up on. I saw the game in the article, went and watched the trailer. I'm like, I just finished Seventh Guest Remake. I need a new game for my Thursday night live stream. So this looks like it could be worth it. So I went and downloaded the demo. The demo is much weaker than the main game if you buy the main game. So keep that in mind if you decide to play the demo for this. But it, like, when I first picked it up and started playing, I went through the entire demo until I couldn't go any further. And I'm like, holy crap, that's fun. That's going to be a blast. And it was.
I did watch a portion of your live play, and lots of red squares, whether they're explosions or blood or what have you. Lots of red, orange, and yellow squares on the screen as you blow the crap out of people, I noticed. But I have a question about Boomer Shooter. Are they saying
we're not boomers? I know.
Are they saying, okay, maybe some boomers got in and played some of these games? Are they saying, okay,
they're calling us boomers. Yes, we are boomers to the younger generations. You can get over it. Unfortunately, it's just we're not going to shake that term now.
Okay. Boomer just means old and out of touch, I guess, because maybe you could call Gen X that, but we're not boomers. But okay.
Well, think about Gen X. Gen X is also the forgotten generation, so they don't remember the damn term anyway.
Don't worry about it, right? It's like, I don't mind being associated with these cool old pixely games, but I also don't like being forgotten. Initially, when I heard Boomer Shooter, I thought, oh, it's because you have cool big shotguns? No, it just made the connection, and I don't care for it.
You do have a shotgun in this game, but
I know you do.
No,
right? Yeah, right.
No, maybe because Gen X shooter isn't as alliterative as
it's
Boomer
not cool
Shooter.
That's true. That's true.
Maybe that's part of it. It's just easier for the young folks to focus on. Whatever gets them to these games is fine. I guess we'll just
suck it up.
That's true.
Yeah. I even did a video a long time ago, a short or something on our channel where I was like, we're not boomers, we're Gen X. And I got flack for doing that video. But
shut up, boomer is what they all want to say, right?
Exactly. My kid says it to me every now and then when he wants to make sure that he gets in trouble, I suppose. But
it works.
It's this game, just like Darkenstein was, and just like Seventh Guest Remake was, it brings me back to an era of games when I got to sit down and play games for the enjoyment of games. And it helps me to enjoy games now. It's been a long time that I was not playing games at all. I just wasn't. I was picking out something and talking about it for the podcast, but I wasn't playing games. But these Thursday night live streams and these last couple of games that I've put on those Thursday night live streams have brought me back to this place of just enjoying. I'm not a first person shooter guy, but I was back in the day.
Yeah.
And these games are just like that. Point and click solving adventures. I love those type of games, and that's what Seventh Guest Remake was. So games like this just make me enjoy it. I'm glad that they're building these things. This guy, it was a single developer guy who ended up getting published, and this thing got big, I guess. I don't know how we missed it. I mean, this game it came out when we should have. Just 2022. We should have noticed it. We just didn't.
You think,
it fell through the cracks, so to speak. But I'm glad that, Atari picked it up, because I would have never seen the news article. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot, George. I know you tore through Darkenstein, and I know you tore through Seventh Guest repeatedly on live stream series and finished them up. You going to do that with Cultic, you think?
Oh, I'm going to finish it. Yeah, absolutely.
Are you?
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I was chatting. There's one of our viewers, Tin Manser. He comes on our live streams sometimes.
Yep. Yeah.
He's apparently played this game all the way through. And there are 2 games of this. They've done a part 1 and a part 2. This is part 1. He said there are 12 maps in part 1. I've finished map 1 in the first live stream.
Oh, okay.
I'm hoping that I can get a little bit better at the game and finish other maps faster, because he said the game should take you 5 to 7 hours. Well, that took me over an hour.
Okay.
First
All right.
map. So
Well, you'd
that
say
puts
getting
me at the
used to
12-hour
it.
mark.
Yeah, it's the first one. Yeah.
Getting used to it. Yeah.
But very fun to pick up. Simple controls. It's not very expensive. Even without sales, it's only $10. But with sale
nice.
right now, it's like $7.50. So it's a solid price for the amount of enjoyment I think I'm going to get out of this.
Well, I look forward to watching you tear through it then. That'll be cool in the live streams on Thursdays. All right. We'll be right back.
If you're a die-hard Gen X grown-up, you can pledge your support by clicking join on YouTube or by becoming a patron at genxgrownup.com/Patreon.
Oh, it's beautiful. Did Daddy see it? Mr. Macho cry.
Hey, I always cry when I'm hungry.
What goes great with happiness? Something sitting on a Ritz. Everything will taste better. Tastes better when it's sitting on a Ritz.
Ritz makes food taste great.
When it's sitting on a Ritz.
Try low salt Ritz too. Great Ritz taste with less salt.
Nabisco.
As we wind out the back end of this episode, we always like to stop here toward the end and take a moment to talk about the things we're either looking at right now or looking forward to between now and the next time we get together. And I do want to start with you this time, Mo. What do you have on the horizon?
Let's see. There's a new movie, Evil Dead Burn. It's another movie in the Evil Dead sequence, but I'm gonna let George talk more about that later because it's a weird one. Then the Odyssey, which is coming out the 17th of July, which is Christopher Nolan. He's basically doing the Odyssey, the classic book. Matt Damon's in it, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway. He doesn't do movies halfway, so I'm expecting a big movie. Now, whether it's good or not, I don't know, but I'm hoping that it's somewhat entertaining. What I'm absolutely most looking forward to by far is the 3rd season of Silo, which starts actually as we're talking right now, July 3rd. I read all the books. They're all amazing. The show is doing an amazing job of turning those books into a TV series. The season 3, if they follow, should talk about the origins of the silos and gets into that whole thing too, which is going to be super cool. So I'm hoping the quality stays up there. And but again, I know I'm gonna hopefully tear through those. And luckily, those are once a week shows, so it forces me to kind of parcel them out. I have to enjoy it week by week, which I don't have a complaint with this particular show. So that's what I'm looking forward to. How about you, John?
Yeah. So this one caught me by surprise. So remember last year, after decades, King of the Hill got a revival. Season 14 of King of the Hill came out. I haven't been in the right emotional space to watch that yet. I have such an affinity for it. I'm so worried about what they did in season 14. I've not watched it yet.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It's not that I'm mad at it. I'm just I'm not ready.
Okay.
It's not a Firefly situation. I'm not keeping it new. It's just one of those I'm not ready. But I knew it wasn't just one season. And by God, on July 20th, a 15th season, 10 more episodes are dropping on Hulu.
Wow.
So now I'm going to be 20 episodes of King of the Hill behind. I'm going to try to get emotionally ready so I can watch some of it, I think. But I'm looking forward to that. Then I found out that my buddy Ricky Bobby, Will Ferrell, has a new series on Netflix, July 16th, called The Hawk.
Oh,
I've heard of this one.
The 2004 world's best golf superstar. He's trying to make a comeback, and he's he's an old has-been, but he's that Ricky Bobby kind of over the top, hyper self-confident, despite the fact that he doesn't have the skills anymore. And there's a current hotshot golfer that is trying to take all of his glory and he's up against, and it's Will Ferrell doing Will Ferrell shit. I so want to see this. It's coming July 16th to Netflix. So if you haven't heard of it, look, it's sports ball and I still want to see it. What's that tell you? Right. So, and this is on the extreme edge of looking forward, but the day we next record is also the premiere of season 4 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, July 23rd.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Right.
We've been waiting a long time for it. Now you might already know Strange New Worlds is over filming wise, but we have a season 4 and an abbreviated season 5 coming eventually. That's all been filmed. Season 3 was a little bit of a misstep for me in some cases. I understand season 4 is kind of writing some of those ships and doing more Star Trek stories and fewer weirdo stories, which are okay to 26 episode run, but you got 10 episodes. You got to tighten that shit up. Anyway, Strange New Worlds is coming back on Paramount Plus July 23rd. So, George, what about you? What do you got coming up?
Oh, first of all, the Strange New Worlds thing, I just watched season 2, episode 8, the musical episode. Favorite episode of Star Trek ever at this point. I love that episode.
It's a love-hate, right? Some people don't like it. It's tremendous. I have the soundtrack in my library, dude.
I just wanted to throw that out there because we don't have an opportunity to talk about it. But what stuff I'm looking forward to, as Mo mentioned, Silo season 3, very much a fan of that series. I didn't read the books like Mo did, but the series is captivating, to say the least. Mo already told you, July 3rd, today, Apple TV. Dark Side of the Ring, season 7. Vice TV is still producing series, apparently, even though they've gone into receivership or I don't know, maybe somebody owns them now, whoever. But this comes out on Vice TV July 7th. And this is exactly what the title says. They take stories from the world of professional wrestling and they tell you these dark stories, wrestlers who have gotten into drugs or been killed or done bad things to other people. And they're all fascinating. They're documentary style stories that they, it's just an hour-long episode format, but if you've seen any Vice TV documentary series, you know what to expect with this one.
It's funny. I know you talked about this before, but I didn't remember it first. And I'm thinking, is this some cool Hobbit thing that I haven't heard of? Oh, not that ring. Not that ring.
No, not that ring. No. And then finally, Mo said I would get a chance to talk about it a little bit later. The thing I'm looking forward to the most is Evil Dead Burn, July 8th. I'm definitely looking forward to this. They're calling it a standalone sequel to the previous 2 modern Evil Dead films. So there was the Evil Dead in 2013, which was kind of the reimagining that they did. And then there was the Evil Dead Rise, the one in the apartment building that just came out a couple of years ago. This is another story in that universe. Essentially, there's going to be a family reunion in a secluded house, and they're going to find the book and blah, blah, blah.
Of course.
Why I'm interested in it is because Sam Raimi is back on board, at least as a producer on this, not as a director. So I'm hoping that he can have enough influence in this film that it will bring it back to the Evil Dead roots just a little bit. I mean, I think my last favorite Evil Dead thing that I watched was Ash versus the Evil Dead. That was pure Evil Dead storytelling from beginning to end. I love that series. I hope that this thing gets back there. It feels like with the last couple of them, they've tried to be too serious. That's not
no humor at all.
Evil Dead to me.
Like the super horror. Yeah.
Yeah. There needs to be, when it's that way, it's just another horror franchise.
Need the levity.
What made Evil Dead stand out was the comedy.
And some of the ridiculousness of it.
There's something fun in it.
Exactly. The tongue-in-cheek, the ridiculousness, the wide-eyed zoom shots with the camera tilting everywhere. That's what makes Evil Dead free. I could watch 20 movies of that style of horror rather than watch the last 2 over again.
Yeah.
So hopefully July 8th, we'll all get a nice surprise and go back to the roots.
Nice.
Yep. All right. Before we get out, I do want to thank a brand new supporting patron. But before we do, one of the benefits is a chance to ask us a question here on the show at the end of the episode that we answer. And I see you have one on deck, Mo.
Yeah. So this is a question from Susan, who's actually been a patron for a long time. This is a question we've talked about, but I don't think we ever answered it actually at this part of the show, which was there an arcade game that you wanted to get good at but never could? And George, what do you got?
Oh, here we go. Yes. Defender. I wanted to be good at Defender, and holy hell is that a difficult game even to this day. Maybe even more difficult for me now that I have slower and older reflexes and arthritis in the fingers and whatnot, because that's a game. It was different for me at the time, because other than Space Invaders, I think it was the only game at the time when I first found it that didn't have a joystick. Every other game that I played, I remember having a joystick, but it was all buttons, and it was a lot of buttons. There was forward and reverse and turbo and hyper and fire and all this stuff. I love that game. It was visually, it was beautiful. The sounds in the game were awesome.
It was Williams.
But I couldn't play that thing for more than 30 seconds without needing another goddamn quarter. That game is just brutal.
Yeah.
I love that game, and I wish I could get better at it.
Nice.
Yep.
How about you, John? What do you have?
Yep, I'm teed up. You ready? Here's mine.
for it.
Defender. That was the first thing that popped in my head for so many of the reasons. And it has a joystick, but it only goes up and down is all it will do. It's like a little up and down.
Yeah, it's up, down.
I
Then you
didn't
have
think
the
it
buttons.
did.
But then there's like
See,
thrust.
that's how bad I am at the
I know.
game. Jesus
There's
Christ.
Thrust, fire, reverse. You got to hit a button to turn the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
And then Stargate came out, and that added a button in Vizzo. You just pile them on. And you have hyperspace and smart bomb and wipe my ass and all these different buttons. The problem is I couldn't, like, I know what I want to do. Like, I need to reverse. Shit, where's that button? I'm dead.
Yeah.
Oh, smart bomb. I need that in an emergency. Where is it? No, I'm dead. Right? So,
Like, you had to be a good touch typist to get good at that game, right?
It was like learning to type on a different kind of keyboard.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
the people that knew how to play, I know they weren't thinking about the controls. They got a feel for them. They had some muscle memory. And the problem is, I think it was too expensive to get that muscle memory for me.
Mhm.
Some people picked it up fast enough that they could, and people that could play the hell out of it. And it was like watching a pianist, right? They were just massaging those buttons and tearing through this game. And yeah, it's noted as one of the hardest games. I know a lot of people are going to say probably Dragon's Lair, which George, you mastered, and I was okay at. And I think if with a little investment of time, I could do it again now. Defender, I never got good at, and I never will. And it's Williams. It looks and sounds so beautiful, and it's so frenetic. And when you're playing well, you look like a genius, and I'm just look like a dummy because I love it.
I wonder if we could practice with our R10 Pro controller. I wonder if maybe I could remap the buttons in a way that I could get good at the game in emulation.
But you'd only do it there because when you got to in the real world,
right? Yeah,
that muscle memory wouldn't work. Is the problem?
We need to contact Fightbox and tell them to make a defender.
Yeah, right.
All right. So let me tell you mine. This is not planned. It's Defender.
I knew it would be.
See?
Okay, here's my reasoning though why Defender.
Okay, lay it on me.
My brother was great at it.
Kicking your ass.
God, watching him, and the thing is, like you said, watching him play was just like I was in awe.
It was a show
of watching him play.
Good at it.
You know, whereas I'm half the time shooting the people as the aliens are lifting them up.
Right? You're not supposed to do that, Mo.
Yeah, and the fact that like you could wind up going so fast across the screen. You're out of control. So much is going on. Like it's like sensory overload visually. And the game just keeps getting harder.
Yeah.
You know. And so I'm watching my brother play and just, I mean, I would literally sit and watch him play for hours. Like I could just sit and watch him play because things that look impossible, they could somehow do.
Yeah,
like, oh, I'm going to get this person, shoot this, and then pick up the person as they're falling, you know, and grab them and drop them on top of this mountain, you know, before I move off to this other part. It was just, again, it's like a game that I think is sort of the same reasons you guys said. The people who are good at it looked amazing in the arcade, right? They were like a tier kind of up from most people. You know, being good at asteroids, like, whatever. Being good at Defender, people are like, whoa.
Yawn, 5 buttons, not impressed.
Yeah, exactly. So it was funny because it was absolutely the first game that popped in my head when this question
and
came
I wasn't
up.
changing. It wasn't coming off of it.
Nope.
You know,
because it's number 1 by a huge margin.
Exactly. I was trying to think it was number 2. Like as you guys were talking, I'm like, is there a second one? And I'm like,
nope.
I mean,
no.
Like maybe like for me, maybe like Tempest might have been a distant second.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But I just didn't get a chance to play it as much.
Yeah.
But there was no question what was top of my list. And
agreed.
We didn't even mention, like, I know we talked a little bit about the reverse, but that screen shift when you did reverse.
Oh my God.
It would almost make you throw up if you weren't careful. Holy crap. The whole screen. And it would just throw your equilibrium off.
Because your ship went to the side a little bit, then it came back to the middle. Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, so good. And everything was so smooth. Like the laser beams that would fire from your ship were so smooth.
With the little trails on them.
Oh, and the sound too was amazing on that thing. You know, things are falling.
Damn.
I feel like we need to do an episode on Defender at this point.
You struck a nerve, Susan.
Yeah, no, great question. Great question. And if you want your question answered on the show, it's super easy. You just have to go to patreon.com/GenXGrownUp. as little as $1 a month, and your question will be answered right here on the show.
That's right. And that's exactly what Willie N did. Willie N headed over to patreon.com/GenXGrownUp, opened up his heart and his wallet, set up a regular monthly pledge. I know Willie came in at that level to make sure he gets an ad-free version of the show with a private feed, so you can hear this very podcast with none of the commercials in it. So that's good stuff. Willie, thank you so much. We appreciate you and so many other folks that keep us solvent and keep us producing this show. All right. That then is going to wrap it up for this edition of the show. Don't worry, though. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another one. More importantly, next week's our backtrack, where we pick a single nostalgic topic and dig in deep. Let's see. Mo, would you like to do the honors?
Oh, sure. This is an easy one. Bueller. Of all the movies Gen X, other than Breakfast Club, I think this is definitely one of the most iconic movies out there from that time. When we talk about movies from the 80s, Ferris Bueller's Day Off was probably one of the most talked about movies that whole summer for a whole slew of reasons. Matthew Broderick, one of his earlier roles that I think really just shot him to stardom.
It still is amazing.
Yeah, John Hughes. I mean, it was just a phenomenal movie. So that's what we talked about in the next backtrack.
Yeah, that's going to be good. You don't want to miss that one. Until then, I'm John. George, thank you so much for being here, man.
Yes, sir.
Not fourth listener. Mo, I forgot Mo was here. Mo, I appreciate you, man.
Always fun, man.
Fourth listener, it's you we all three appreciate most of all. We cannot wait to talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Take care, everybody.
No life, no fun. Don't you know that you're a grown-up?
Gen X Grown Up is a member of the Evergreen Podcast family. Learn more at evergreenpodcasts.com.
No more watching shows till sunrise. Unacceptable for grown-ups. Your dinner cannot just be french fries. Basically, life sucks as a grown-up.
Anybody doing anything for the fourth? I'm doing a bunch of nothing.
Nah. Helping someone move. Yay.
You have a truck.
Yeah.
The guy with the truck.
Was there an arcade game? What?
No, I'm just putting my hand up for when you finish the question because I already read it. I want to answer first.
Okay. So the question is that George is biting at the chomp to answer.